to Beyond the Huddle, the Central Arkansas FCA podcast for Faith Meets Competition. I'm your host, Zach Rose, and again, my co-host, Josh Adair. Sadly, tears streaming down my eyes, is not here again today. We filmed back-to-back episodes, and he didn't want to be a part of the party, and that's okay. We still love you, Josh. Hope you're doing well, enjoying your Thanksgiving and everything that's going on. But we've got, again, some awesome students in here today. We got Miss Brittany in here, who's been a faithful partner with us in FCA, and we're super excited to have you here as well. But yeah, this is gonna be a great episode. We got some Cabot softball in the house. We're really, really glad and thankful that you guys are part of the Cabot softball huddle, and that we've been able to get in school and continue to grow ministry at Cabot High School. So kind of want to just highlight some of those things today. Christmas is coming up. This episode should be airing December 8th. So getting close to Christmas. Man, I know there's a lot of people that already celebrate Christmas before Thanksgiving, and it just breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. If you put your tree up before Thanksgiving, man, oh man, I'm glad we serve a God who gives us such grace, because that just breaks my heart. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun, talk about some Christmas things too, and it's gonna be a great episode. So go ahead, Miss Brittany, share a little bit about you, who you are, what you do, and how you serve currently with FCA.
All right. Well, my name is Brittany Webb, and I get to serve in Central Arkansas East FCA. And thankfully, God has blessed me to lead 6 huddles in our Cabot area at Cabot High School, as well as Cabot Junior High North. And my favorite part is it's not just another Bible study going in to do it. We do life together within the huddles, and just being a part of the girls' lives within the public school setting, and the knowing that is their sports time together, and that Jesus gets to be a part of that time. So I'm leading, and Brittany Hoover, who wasn't able to make it today, also has the huddle, this Cabot High School softball girls huddle with me. So I certainly miss her today. And I'm grateful for the coaches who allow me to come and meet with their athletes.
Yeah. I'm more thankful that you've been able to get in and serve so faithfully. That's been, I just keep hearing stories and impact and how the girls really love you and just your presence on campus. So we've got 2 girls here who I'm sure could probably attest to that a little bit. But if you would just share your name. Obviously, we know you go to Cabot High School, but what grade you're in and what sports you play.
I'm Allee Autry. I'm a senior and I play softball. I'm a center fielder.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm Addison Meeks. I'm a sophomore and I play first base.
Awesome. So we got a couple softball ladies in the house today. Man, softball is no joke. My sister played softball throughout high school, and I played baseball. And you know what? I used to think, man, I could hit off a softball pitcher, no problem. And you get up in the box, and all of a sudden you realize you're 2 feet away from the pitcher, and the ball is coming in way quick. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit bigger ball. That thing hits the mitt quicker than you can say that was quick, right? So a lot of respect to you guys for playing at a high level. Wanted to kind of highlight some of the ministry that's going on with your team specifically and what that's looked like for you. So, Miss Brittany, could you just give us a little bit of an overview of what the huddle has looked like with the softball team, and then we'll have them kind of share kind of how that's impacted them in their lives.
Yeah, so it's been really incredible, and it brings tears to my eyes, honestly. And the softball girls, they know I tear up easily. But it started off in the fall of 2024, and I was the one coming and leading, and something that I really felt the Lord called me to do is to teach the girls about what it means to pray and when to pray. That's any time of the day or night, and just helping the girls know and understand their worth in the Lord. Because culture doesn't tell our girls that. Culture pulls them so many different directions, and it gets very confusing. And so I would just pray over what God wanted me to share with them each huddle. And then I noticed the girls starting becoming more interested in wanting to lead some huddles. So kind of how I started off huddles is we start off with a prayer. And initially I started off praying, but then I thought we've been talking a lot about what prayer is, how to walk with the Lord daily. I really want to encourage these girls to pray out loud and to start becoming leaders in what we've been talking about. And so there were times when we started off huddle that we would wait about 30 seconds until someone said, I'll pray, Miss Brittany.
That's the quickest way to get a room quiet is ask who wants to pray.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I was like, okay, none of y'all are making eye contact with me. When y'all are all looking around, maybe that's God wanting you to pray. And so just helping them learn about what prayer is and that they can do it to become the leaders that God's called us to be. Well, now the girls are speaking up and asking to pray before huddle and to close out the huddle and signing up to lead huddle. So it all started with me leading, and then it progressed to them slowly wanting to become a part of that. And now they're signing up to lead huddles and to pray. And it's just been beautiful.
Yeah. It's cool to see how when a seed is planted, then it can grow and leadership opportunities arise. I was talking last podcast about one of my favorite scriptures is 1 Timothy 4:12. It talks about Paul talking to Timothy, and he's telling him, don't let anyone look down on you because you're young, but set the example for believers in faith and love and purity and in conduct. And really, that's the call for our young people. And I say young people, I always get all goofy in my head when I say young people. I'm only 23. I'm still a young person. We're all young people in here, but it's so cool to see when students can really soak that in. And we see that throughout our huddles of we want to disciple and help grow the students' faith and their opportunity to just know the love of Jesus and share it with their students and their friends. So that's really, really cool to hear. Cool update. Wanted to ask you guys, as the athletes receiving some of that encouragement, what does that do for your team as a whole to be able to meet together and to talk about your faith, talk about things that are a little bit deeper than just the X's and O's on the softball field? What is that? What have you guys seen? How has that been an impact to you personally and your team as you've met together during your FCA huddle? You want to lead off here, Allee?
Yeah. So personally, I think like when Miss Brittany gives us the chance to lead, it really opens us up about like what we're struggling with. So then everyone else, it kind of like opens up, like you like realize that you're not alone and like what you're struggling with. So like we've become like really close and like talking about like our faith and like what we're struggling with. So like it's really brought us together. And
yeah, that's good. Addison, what you got for us?
Me and Allie were kind of talking about how we've like become a unit, the softball team, and we all just kind of build off of each other. So it's been really nice. And me personally, last year I've always knew like the Lord was there for me, but I was never like going to church that much. I'd always skip a Sunday or skip a Wednesday. But with Miss Brittany, like she's really helped me like realize like the Lord is there for me. He like guides me. So now I go every Sunday, go every Wednesday. It's really helped with my like faith. So I appreciate Miss Brittany a lot for that.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Tears.
I was gonna say there's gonna be tears on here. We're not just crying because Josh isn't here. We're crying. There's tears. Man, that's so cool. I love hearing that. Like, you guys have no idea how much of an encouragement you are to us as FCA staff and FCA volunteers. Of like, we get so much joy and energy from being with you guys, like students just like you in the schools that I serve in Cabot High School. Like, that is such a joy. Not just that you are starting to understand and develop and grow, but that it's becoming a part of your lifestyle. It's becoming a part of you, who you are, and you're seeing the benefit of it in your life. That's our hope for you guys and our prayer for you guys as you go out of high school and continue on in your athletic career or your academic career or your career in general, is that you continue to think about the things that you've learned, think about the things that you're continuing to learn as you're plugged into your local churches. So that's so cool. Want to ask you as well, what is one thing or a couple things specifically that you can think of that has really been impactful for you, whether it was a part of what Miss Brittany or the other Miss Brittany, who's not here with us, has shared in your huddle this year? What's been one thing you've taken home of like, okay, you know what, that makes sense, or that's really encouraging to me? Y'all got anything on that?
Probably like when we talked about vulnerability at our huddle. That's the one Allee and one of our other teammates, Lauren, led. And I feel like after that, a lot of our teammates like opened up more, and we've all kind of been talking more. So I feel like it opened us up on a new level. Not just, oh, we're teammates, but now we're like more of a family. So
yeah, that's so important. Like,
yeah.
I'm sure you're saying you've seen the benefit of it, but like to be able to be on a team with girls who are like-minded, who you guys are sharing like the struggle that it is sometimes to, number one, be in high school, and because that is a difficult process sometimes. Two, to be on a team where you're competing at a high level and there's pressure to perform. And three, walking out your faith daily. Those things are so important to be vulnerable and share for. I love that. That's been a theme of what you guys have said so far. That's so cool. You got anything for us?
I would say for me, like, just like whenever we like talk about like everything, like vulnerability and all of our other things that we've talked about, like I go to school and I kind of just see how other people live it out, or how like maybe like others don't. And it just has really opened my eyes about like what God is doing and like his plan for everybody. And just like seeing us grow together, like in our faith, like towards God, like it's just been like a real connection. And I really like seeing everybody come together.
Yeah, definitely. The Bible talks about as iron sharpens iron, so does one person sharpen another. And that's so beautiful to see on a day-to-day basis. What's, Miss Brittany, been something encouraging for you throughout this school year that you've taken away from your time with the Cabot softball team?
Really just the way the girls have stepped up, and they're encouraging one another, and their preparation for huddles. I mean, they'll break out their Bibles, their notebooks, and have to throw in a little laughter here. We've had a couple times where girls have forgotten notebooks, but we're like, hey, that's part of life, and that's part of the imperfections that we have. So, wow, there's another scripture that we can pull into Huddle, is that we can continue moving forward with God's word, even though a notebook was left behind. And so just the way these girls have been encouraging one another and have taken the reins, but they also know that Brittany and I are still here to guide them and to lead them and to fill in those holes and those gaps if they do have questions for us. But one of the most important things I know that Brittany and I have both seen is that the girls are finding a church home to be a part of on Sunday and Wednesday. And we've talked quite a bit about putting our Jesus goggles on and seeing others the way that Jesus wants us to see others on and off the field, and not getting upset if someone makes a mistake at practice, or if you're the slower runner on the team, or you're the faster runner. Rejoice with those who may not be. So there's just been, the list could go on and on, what I have been a part of and observed with the girls.
Thank you, Jesus, for the grace that saves us slower runners out there. Holy smokes, man. Oh, boy. Yeah. When the athletic ability fails us, there's a grace beyond that saves us. Man, that's good. Yeah, that's so cool. That's something I've learned this year. almost been another week, and I've been on FCA staff for a year now. And one of the biggest lessons I've learned is that when we meet together and when we talk in our huddles, a lot of times it's most impactful when we're just talking about the life that's happening to us, because life happens and it's hard sometimes, man. I can remember my time in high school and the pressure of sports and the pressure of trying to figure out where to go to college and what's next. Like all of that is so big in a moment, and it can feel like there's so much weight attached to that. And I say this for just general purposes, but also for those who haven't been in a high school in a while. Like there's a lot of stress and anxiousness that comes with being in high school today, with our devices and comparison and everything like that. And I'm so thankful that we do have the opportunities we have to be on campus and to have ministry and to speak freely about Jesus. Like what a cool opportunity that is. What a blessing that is. Especially when we're recording this, Thanksgiving's coming up this week, and there's a lot to be thankful for. Just sitting down and reflecting, there's so much to be thankful for. But talking about thankfulness and how you've grown into the young ladies that you are today, how has FCA or your FCA huddle or walking with Jesus impacted the way that you play on the field, or impacted the way that you interact with your teammates or opposition? What does that look like for you? How do you live out your personal life for Jesus when you're competing, or what's something you've learned about how to do that better? Allie, you got something for us?
I feel like I used to really struggle with like getting in my head. Like if I have a really bad game, I'm like, well, maybe this isn't for me. Like there's not a plan for me. Like I don't have a future in this. And I feel like FCA has really like taught me that like bad practices are going to happen, bad games are going to happen, but like that's why you have your teammates and God. Like there is a plan. Like just because you have one bad game doesn't like determine like what kind of player you are. It's how you build up. And I feel like seeing like my teammates too, like when they have a bad practice, like I'm always there to help them, or like I text them after and I'm like, hey, like you're okay, like God has a plan for you, you're going to be fine, like don't let this bring you down.
Yeah, that's good. Addison?
I feel like playing a sport in general, like there's a big competitive like world surrounding that. And so you can kind of get like away from the Lord when you're playing. And with FCA, I feel like we've kind of learned to really follow his lead and everything and put our trust into him when we're playing. And if there's like something that happens, like Allie said, like not get in your head, pray for others if they're not being so nice, because on other teams I've run into that issue.
Absolutely.
But
That's right.
yeah, FCA, like really praying for others and praying before games. It's something I take into accountability a lot.
Definitely. Competition is a part of athletics, and going up, you guys are going up against girls that are just like you every single time you step onto the field, whether they've come from a completely different background, whether they've come from a completely different home, a completely different setting. And every time you step onto the field, every time you step onto the practice field, you have an opportunity, as people are watching, observing you, to show the light of Jesus in what you're doing every single day. That's why we do what we do.
Yes.
And that's why it's so important as athletes to remember, you know what? It can be frustrating to go 0 for 4 and strike out 4 times. Trust me, I've been there a lot in my life, on and off the field, striking out a lot, right? But it's so important to remember, you know what? This is just a little teeny tiny part of what the Lord wants to do in my life. Because if we're wrapped up in the identity of who we are as a softball player, who we are as an athlete, we can a lot of times forget who God has called us to be as a son and a daughter of him. And I love hearing that from you guys. That's so cool, and how you live that out. And you know what? It's not going to be perfect every time. We're not perfect as FCA staff or volunteers. We're not perfect as pastors or this or that. The only person who's perfect is Jesus, who came and lived a perfect life on this earth. Other than that, we're all flawed. We're all batting 200. We're all falling short of God's glory. But it's so cool to have the opportunities and to live that on a day-to-day basis. A lot of times I ask students, just questions to kind of get their brain going and thinking about, man, what does this mean, or what does that mean, or what does the scripture say about this? And it's so cool to see students interact with that and actually be curious and hungry for it. And I can tell, obviously, that you guys are here. We were talking about it beforehand, that there's a lot of students who are chomping at the bit to get on here and be a part of this, which is so awesome. Shout out Cabot softball. You got any ladies you want to shout out while you're on here? Go ahead and shout them out if you got them. Everyone. Yeah.
They've all played a part in
That's
all
right.
of it.
Good. Cabot softball, shout out. There was lots of excitement about this, so that's really awesome. But being able to live that out on a day-to-day basis, asking questions, how has this opportunity with the Cabot softball team, Miss Brittany, challenged you to ask those questions and dive deeper? And I think for me, something I've learned is that it can be a little intimidating or scary at first to be like, okay, how are these girls going to receive me? Or how is this going to happen or that going to happen from an outside perspective? And we trust that the Lord gives us these opportunities to be able to come in and speak. And we trust that he's going to move in and through and just penetrate into the hearts of the students that we're reaching. But how has that looked for you in terms of kind of growing and getting more comfortable with coming in and speaking to these young ladies?
So that's a really good question, and something that comes back to me a lot, actually. I was a public school teacher for 12 years, and I had to make a shift from being a teacher to connecting with coaches better, as well as their athletes. So I've really grown in that area of, I guess, learning to speak the language of a coach better. They're very laid back, very chill. And that's something that honestly I wasn't very familiar with. And I've had a lot of people also tell me, you played softball as a child and a teenager. It's like, yeah, and I really enjoyed it. They're like, well, you seem more, like the cheerleader type. You're just always so happy, so outgoing. And, that really used to bother me.
Mm-hmm.
But I've come to realize that this is how God made me, and that I am so happy because I have Jesus. And although I was on dance team, and so just being a part of the different sports. At home, my family, we enjoy watching all types of sports. And so just really engaging with the sport that I grew up with, which is softball. My dad was my coach. He was an amazing coach. We were very competitive. But I was the cheerleader in the dugout that got everybody pumped up. I was a good player, but I would get so nervous playing on the field. But, kind of going back to some of our huddles, one of the huddles that I remember well, and it's a recent huddle we had with softball, is comparison. And just realizing that God made me the way I am, and that God has a plan for the way I'm connecting with coaches and these athletes. And so it turns out these girls are more girly than I thought they would be.
Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
So,
but when you get on that field, got that dog in you.
Yeah, for
Don't
sure.
play with Cabot softball.
Yeah,
They'll come at you. Yeah.
they're
Sorry,
incredible. I mean, and so just engaging with volleyball girls, softball, soccer, and of course having a son who plays soccer, being a part of leading that huddle, I can connect with them so well. But like with Addison and Allee, just ready to come on today, and their willingness to share. I've grown in many ways. And like you said, when you started today, they inspire me. They bless me when I get to come and be with them at Huddle. And Coach Grace, Coach Cope, Coach Tori, just all of us coming together for the glory of God.
Yeah, definitely. You talk about coaches are also a huge part of building a successful team. And I don't actually know how this looks with your team, so I'm just curious. I'm going to ask you, how has your FCA huddle impacted your willingness to be coached and your relationship with your coaches? How has that looked for you guys on your team?
Well, they kind of like join our huddles sometimes. So I remember this one time Coach G came and joined our huddle, and then afterwards she prayed. It kind of like opened my eyes, like they're kind of going through the same thing we're going through. Like they could be struggling, they could not be struggling, but you like never know. So I think when we're at practice and like something's happened, like if they're in their heads, like you just pray for them. It's really just kind of made like open my eyes that like they're people too. Like
yeah, absolutely. That's something that I like did not really understand until I got into this role with FCA. Because guys, I'm gonna be honest, I gotta admit something. I yell at the TV when I'm watching sports games and I get riled up. And I realized, I work for this ministry now that really talks about ministering to coaches, and I need to be an example of that. And I think for you guys, that's a cool opportunity, whether if you're a student listening, whether your coaches believe in Jesus or not, it's an opportunity to show them the love of Jesus. And we're thankful for the ones that do believe, and we're thankful for the ones that don't, because it's an opportunity to share the love of Jesus with them. I can't think of a cooler opportunity than watching student athletes lead their coach to Jesus. But that's cool to be able to see your coach in a more humane light of like, man, coach, come here. Like, let me put my arm around you. We're going through the same things right now. Allie, have you seen or felt anything in that line?
I would say like going to practice and like they'll be like yelling, and you can tell they just kind of like had a bad day. Like they're like off, and I feel like she said, like it just like opens our eyes. Like they are human. Like they go through things too, and like sometimes like we know like what they're going through, and it's just kind of like we don't really talk about it. So we just like pray for them. And I feel like Coach Cope has been in like FCA or like things a lot, and that's like really showed him like we're human too. Like we struggle with things too. Like we're girls, we're in high school. Like there are things like outside of softball that we struggle with, and I think that's good for them to be in there with us too, like so they know.
Yeah, definitely. The best teams are the most connected teams. I've heard that a lot from a lot of really high level coaches, is that the best teams, the teams that are going to go the furthest, are the ones that are best connected. They're not always the ones that have the most athleticism. They're not the ones that can run fastest to first base. Like we said, praise God for people just like me who can't get up and get moving that way. But that's so cool that you guys get to see so many different elements of it's almost nice sometimes when you do have a little bit different perspective, where I grew up going to private school, and I'm so thankful I had the chance to. But I also am so thankful for the opportunities I have with people who aren't like-minded believers, because it helped me grow. It helped me understand that not everyone knows the hope of Jesus. Not everyone has this same light that has been turned on for them of like, man, I get it. I understand it when I'm going through a dark place, or when I'm going through a hard time, when this girl said something about me, or this girl slid into the base a little bit hard and I want to just rip out her hair, right? Like that I can take a moment and be like, you know what? It's not worth it. I need to show her love and her care at the same time. So that's so cool. Wanna lighten the mood a little bit, talk about Christmas time. And I just got a little fun question here for you. Christmas is coming up, and I want to ask you, first of all, are we team real tree or team fake tree in here? Real tree. Fake tree? Why fake tree?
A real tree is too much for me.
Too much work.
Too much.
You pull out the fake tree out the box. It's already got the lights strung on it.
Like one year, my stepdad, he was like, let's get a real tree. And I was like, okay, never had one before. So we got it. There was bugs coming out of it and everything. And it was not good.
It's
fake
10
tree.
more steps that you got to do. Miss Brittany, you guys got a real tree or a fake tree?
We have a fake, but in my mind, I love the look of Christmas tree farms and taking our family and going to look at the real trees. I had a real tree growing up, but for us to the fake tree, it's ready, it lasts longer, and that's
So
what we
is
have.
your Christmas tree up already?
It is.
Oh,
We
boy.
set up November
Oh, boy, let's
1st.
start praying for her right now. No, I'm just kidding. That's awesome. So is the well, I guess we need to ask Allie, is it a real tree or fake tree?
Fake. for
Okay.
sure.
Fake tree. That's what I'm talking about. Do y'all have any kind of Christmas traditions or anything you do that's like fun or special, like decorating the tree together or like putting on the star on top of the tree? Is there anything fun that any of you guys do?
And my husband, Brandon, and my son, Braden, they have always, Brandon, since he was his first Christmas, has always lifted Braden up to put the star on the top of our tree. Well, that has continued. But this year, Braden being an 11th grader, he had to stand on the stool. And so they kind of modified it. But every Christmas, they've had that motion of Braden putting the star on top
That's
of the
awesome.
tree.
That is awesome. Yeah, I'm sure you got a video of that somewhere.
Oh,
That's,
yes.
That's a precious moment. That's awesome. Addison, you got any fun Christmas traditions?
Probably my favorite thing is we always have a theme for our tree and like our house. So it's always coming up with the theme
Okay.
and like kind of voting in the house what the theme.
Yeah. Have you voted on the theme for this year?
Oh no, we don't even think about it till
Okay.
after
What
Thanksgiving.
was last year's theme for the tree?
It was like, I think it was purple and blue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So like color theme
Yeah, it's
or
color themed.
like any kind of
Any
themes?
kind of themes,
Okay.
honestly.
Okay. What's been your favorite theme that you guys have done?
Mardi Gras. We did a
Oh,
Mardi Gras theme.
fun. That's fun. That's exciting. Yeah, that's a different way to do it. I like that. Yeah. You got
I would
anything?
say like just getting all my family together and we play Dirty Santa. It's very fun. My family is very much goofballs, and so we'll bring like the most random stuff. It's so funny.
Wait,
I just enjoy
you
it.
said it's called what?
Dirty Santa.
So what is that?
So like everybody will bring a gift, but you don't know who brought what, and then
Oh.
whoever gets the first number gets to pick a present
Okay.
first.
Yes.
And you
yes,
can
yes.
steal
like
or,
a
like,
white
get one.
elephant gift
Yes,
exchange.
but it's,
I
like,
got you.
not a
Yes.
good gift.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh man, me and some of my buddies from high school, we get a big group of close family friends and stuff together almost every year, and we were playing frisbee golf one time, and we had this squash that we found. It's this old wrinkle up nasty squash, and someone picked it up and they put it in someone's bag, so it just kind of stayed with us for a long time.
Oh.
And every year when we do this Dirty Santa Christmas gift exchange, it's like someone always puts a squash in a box and you're stuck with it for the whole year. It sat in my closet for a whole year. I had to tape it up. We did a bet one time on playing on a frisbee golf game, and they said whoever loses got to hang it up. So I had to duct tape it to my wall in college, and there's a squash hanging up on. Anyways, that's not a Christmas tradition, but
Good conversation
Yeah,
starter.
yeah, it is. I know. So what is the best Christmas gift you've ever received? If you can think of one Christmas gift. Wake up Christmas morning, you see it under the tree. Best thing ever. Anything?
So this is a question I don't really ever have an answer to, because I like to see others opening gifts more. And anytime somebody asks me that question, I cannot recall.
So what's the best gift you ever given then? Or what's the best reaction you can think of?
You know, I just think of my mom giving all 5 grandkids their gifts. And what she does is she has them all line up in their living room floor. She gives them each a gift, and she does a countdown, 3, 2, 1, and they get to tear into their gift. And just watching my mom enjoy the kids, people, family, those are the things that I see as gifts.
Yeah.
I guess I've just never been, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just like to watch others
Yeah.
enjoy the things
Well, it's
they
like
get.
when you're smaller,
know.
when you're a kid growing up, it's like you like to receive the gifts, and then you kind of transition into, you know what,
Yeah.
I'm giving the gifts now. It's fun.
Mm.
I feel like the kids call it unk status, man.
Aw.
I'm getting to unk status, man. I like watching other people. Like I give my parents gifts every year, and I like watching them open gifts and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Unk status, man. Is there any gift that either of you have gotten that you're like, man, this is like the best gift ever?
Probably a hoverboard. Like
Oh,
when the hoverboards first
okay.
came
I
out.
love that.
Okay.
I
Are
got
you
a
still
hoverboard.
rocking the hoverboard?
No,
Would
it
you
broke, sadly.
Oh, no.
Sadly, I know.
could
But I don't remember when I got it. It was like 2016, maybe.
you okay. Yeah, that
20
sounds like something you get in
Yeah,
2016.
2017, something like
Yeah.
that. It was, I rode it up and down the street. My
Wow.
nightgown.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Had lights on it and everything.
Yeah, it had like the lights around the wheels.
Wow.
It was cool. And you could Bluetooth to it too.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Man. When was the last time you rode that thing?
2020 probably.
Okay.
Probably during
Man,
COVID. If I
COVID
had to
took it
think so,
down.
yeah.
COVID took it down.
Yeah. It
Oh
was
man,
rough.
I would love to see someone try and roll up through school with one of those things. That would be fun.
Yeah. It was so
Allie,
fun.
you got any?
I
you
would
got anything?
say probably when I was younger, I got a dog. I
Mm.
really liked that. But
Aw.
honestly, like Miss Brittany, I just like giving gifts. So like especially like my mom, like I don't have a job, so I don't know where I get the money to buy my mom gifts, but I get her
It's
a
a
bunch.
Christmas miracle.
Yeah, and it's fun watching her. She's always like, "You're getting me too much," but I just like watching her
Yeah.
open them.
That's sweet,
Mhm.
man. Take notes, students. Start getting your parents some gifts, man. Watch them. I realized I have never really even gotten my grandparents a gift before, and they've given me piles and piles of gifts. And I'm like, what kind of little Christmas Grinch am I that I'm taking everyone else's gifts? My goodness. Yeah, that's really cool and really fun. I got another fun question. I just like asking fun questions like this. We talked about this on the last episode, and you may have to think about this for a second. But if you could trade your athletic ability for one useless superpower, what would you trade it for and why? Last episode, Lainey White came on here and she told me that she would want to trade her athletic ability so that she could make cheese dip appear at any moment.
Mm.
Any kind of cheese dip. She had all different types of cheese dips on her fingers and chips on the other fingers that when she points her finger, she could have cheese dip and chip at any point. Something totally useless, right? If there's anything that you could trade, like Allie, you're about to go to college and play softball. What would you trade your college softball career for as a useless superpower? What do you think? It's kind of a hard question.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways that it could go. Miss Brittany, you got anything in there?
No, I get overwhelmed by things like this, so I'm really having to think.
I think mine would be making 7 Brew, like a cup, just like a pure.
Oh,
I love 7 Brew, especially like after our morning workouts. I always want a little energy drink, so that
Yeah,
would definitely
that's
probably be
good.
mine.
the convenience of like the fun little things that are like little
Yes.
treats. I feel like that's a great use of that. You got anything, Addison?
Probably getting to like watch all the movies like before they come out in theaters.
Oh,
that's a good
Yeah.
one.
wow.
Like right
that.
now, it'd probably be Avatar. I want to see the new Avatar.
Okay. Y'all seen the new Wicked movie?
Oh, I just watched it the
I
other
have
day.
not.
I loved it.
It was good.
It was so good.
I got a song
I
stuck
love
in my
Wicked.
head. I replayed Defying Gravity a couple times the other day, and my car was just belting out in there. Oh man. Did you think of anything?
No, and I think I know why. I like useful things.
Mm,
And so my favorite food, I could eat pizza every
Okay.
day.
Yeah.
So I guess going along the food and the cheese
Yeah.
the cheese dip,
yeah.
just
Just make it appear.
when I'm ready for this type of pizza
Yeah.
with these toppings, that's what I would like to
Okay.
do.
That's awesome. Praise the Lord for that. That's awesome. As we're closing out the semester and the end of the first part of the school year, going into Christmas season and taking a little bit of a break, what's something you're looking forward to for this upcoming softball season? Right, because softball's in the spring. Am I correct? Okay, just want to make sure.
I think the first game's end of February.
Okay,
Is that right?
I think
Yeah.
so, yes.
what is one thing you're looking forward to for this upcoming softball season? You can go ahead and
Honestly,
start,
just
Allie.
seeing the team play together.
Mhm.
Like our practices, we've all been working really hard, and I'm just excited to see like transition onto the field, and just like all are like coming together, like when we cheer and stuff in the dugouts and get like all the energy. Like I'm just ready for all that.
Yeah, senior year for you.
Yes,
So
I'm
I'm sure a
excited.
little bit bittersweet in
Mhm.
some ways, but what's one of your favorite memories from your time with Cabot softball so far?
Honestly, the practices and like early mornings too. Like I know it like really sucks like waking up early,
I was gonna
but
say you just said 2 things that most students really hate. That's
yeah, I
awesome.
think it's just like I'm always around my teammates and they're like my family, and I think just like even in like the hard times, like we're like all pushing through and we're like there for each other. Like yeah, we're tired, but like at least we woke up in the morning
Yeah,
and we're together. I'm really grateful for that.
yeah.
I think to go off what Allie said, like really seeing everything pay off
Mm.
onto the field because we've been working since beginning of school. So I feel like, yeah, seeing us come together really
Yeah.
and how we play this season.
Yeah. It's a grind throughout the off season to I think about when I'm watching sports, I'm like, oh man, it's a whole 150, 180 days until we get to watch them play again, or until you get to play again. It's like the anticipation for the season is so exciting sometimes, especially when you're putting in the work, getting up early mornings and doing that. I'm sure day in and day out, it can be tiring and you're ready to actually get on the field and compete. Who is someone that you look up to, whether it's a coach or a peer or a parent or an FCA representative? Who's someone that you look up to and why?
Someone I look up to, of course, both Miss Brittany's over here. But she was a senior last year. Her name's Addison Fulbright. She was really my mentor last year. As a freshman, I didn't really like know anything or like know how practices were gonna go, but she's always there to kind of tell me and be like, "Hey, it's okay if you make a mistake. Like, don't get in your head too much." And so I still talk to her till this day. But yeah, she was a big mentor for me.
Yeah, that's good. I think those people who are there to remind us that it is just a game and it's going to be okay regardless of how we play. That's good. Yeah.
I would say for me, it would be Coach G. She's like this year, she's really grown her relationships with us. Like, so it's not just like a coach and an athlete. Like, we're like very close and connected. And like, if I'm struggling with something like in school, she's always there for me. But like, she played for Cabot softball too. So she kind of knows how everything's ran, and she knows like all the pressure that it can come because Cabot has a very big name. So it's like very, like a lot of pressure stepping on the field. And she's always there to kind of calm our nerves. So I definitely look up to her.
How do you feel like that helps you perform on the field when you have that kind of comfortability and support?
Like knowing that like if I have a bad game, like it's not a big deal. Like she's always there for me. Like if I am in my head, because I know Coach Tori does this too. Like if oh my gosh, if I'm in my head, she'll come up to me and she's like, "You just need to get out of your head," and she'll like kind of like walk me down and like tell me to take a deep breath and that it's gonna be okay. And then I'll go back in and I'll do much better. It's just I gotta calm down sometimes. I just get worked up.
Yeah, having the freedom to use your
Yes.
gifts and abilities to the best of your ability. Yeah, that's so cool. Miss Brittany, you got someone that you look up to or are encouraged by?
Absolutely. Well, it's always hard at my age to narrow it down. But people who have impacted me, my grandparents, who I get to care for some right now. That's been such a blessing. My dad, he's always, as my softball coach, he's shown me to keep going, but also to have laughter and enjoy the game. So a great balance there. And then my mom, she encourages me, but also she's like, Brittany, when I get down about things, Brittany, you can't stay down. Show those emotions, but it's time to dust off and move forward. And then, the list could go on, but my husband, who is also serves with FCA, will be married 18 years in March, and he has really brought out the fun and laughter in me. And I've always worked with children up until about 10 years ago. And he really encouraged me to start working with the youth at church. And honestly, I haven't looked back. I've been with the youth at church and teenagers for a little bit over 10 years. And this leads, over into Huddle of working with junior high and high school students. And it's just amazing how God works. So I just have several people who have really helped me throughout my life.
Yeah. That's like we said before, it's almost just as encouraging to us as it is to them to be able to work with them. I think that's cool. Talking about like the transition from helping with younger kids to then transitioning to youth. It's a whole different ball game. Like I feel like I got to be on my game sometimes because you get roasted or you get called unk or something real quick if you're not on your game with the youth students. But yeah, especially all this Gen Z lingo we got now. What's your favorite like Gen Z lingo? Like if you're saying one word that it's like your parents or someone older than you wouldn't understand, like I don't know, just like anything like that. What do you say on a day-to-day basis? That I was gonna say you're looking at it like there's something.
We were in the car. We were like, I definitely think they're gonna ask us what our favorite lingo thing is.
Mine would be Riz.
So how do you use that in a sentence?
Like,
how do you use that casually?
If someone's I'm gonna use my cousin as an example. We were at church and he was talking to this girl, which is now his girlfriend, and I was like, Jordan, like you're getting rizzy, like he's like flirting,
rizzy.
like he's like trying to like get her. Like,
so there's different forms of the word you use it too.
Yeah.
Is it an adjective? Is it a verb? Is it a noun? It can be anything.
I think it can be anything.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't really know what mine would be. I feel like I use like too many to pick one.
Yeah.
It's like my mind's going blank.
Are y'all on the 6-7 train?
Oh, I like that one. That one's probably my favorite. I'll take that.
It's just like fried my brain. Like, every time I hear counting to 6 or 7, like it's just like,
softball's very bad about it. Everybody goes around saying it.
How would you explain 6-7, Miss Brittany? Do you know how to explain what that means?
Well, I've heard different ways, but we have fun with it at our house. Having 3 teenagers, we laugh, but it definitely is biblical. 6 days of creation. God rested on the 7th, right? We've been studying at church about the Israelites and the wall of Jericho and marching for 6 days.
That's so good.
And then we just studied that.
Holy smokes! I got to start spending more time with you. You got it down here. That's crazy.
God has a part in all of this.
Wow. Oh my goodness. I haven't heard that. Youth pastors are taking notes right now. That's crazy. Wow. That's good. I've seen these clips of some women's college basketball games recently, and they've had like field trip days to the games. It's like Division I, large arenas that these girls are playing in, and it's packed full of little kids in there. And every time they get 65 points, 66 points, someone get fouled, and all the kids on their feet. It's like 20,000 kids in this stadium. They're like high pitched, like and they're all going like 6-7.
I've seen that. That's on
crazy.
TikTok.
Yeah.
I would be right there with them, standing up like one of them.
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
Yeah. Oh man, that's crazy stuff. So how does that work for you when you hear something new? Do you ask what it is, or do you kind of understand what it is from the beginning? Like whenever a new term comes out, when 6-7 came out, I was like, what does this mean? Like, is that how you were when that came out?
When 6-7 came out, it was because like I connected it with the song.
Yeah.
Like, so
yes.
And then I was just like going with it, I guess. I was following other people.
That's kind of how those things work. Yeah.
I like to know what it means.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Like, what's the meaning of
I
this?
make sure it's not bad.
Yeah.
Or I'm not gonna. I feel like sometimes you can kind of tell. Like.
Yeah.
Definitely. Getting rizzy with it. Wow. That's good.
What's your favorite word, Zach?
I use the word slay a lot.
Yes. My anatomy teacher loves that one.
Yeah.
She's like, go slay the day.
Yeah.
Like, yes, ma'am.
My fiance says that a whole lot. Slay? Slay? Sure. Yeah. Sometimes I use the little nail emoji. Probably a little bit too much. You got to hit a little slay in the chat. Yeah. Man, we've got just a few minutes left here, and I just want to say thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for saying yes to being a part of something that's growing and stretching you on campus. I'm sure it can be uncomfortable at times to be vulnerable, especially with the people that you're playing with and seeing every single day. It's hard to be vulnerable. That's one of the hardest things that there is to do on this earth. I found is it's so hard to just open up about things sometimes. But thank you, Miss Brittany, for creating that space for these girls
Yes.
and other Miss Brittany who's not here.
Yes.
Thank you for being so faithful to create that space for these young ladies, because obviously the reason that they're here, they're excited about it, and they want to show up and be a part of it. So I found that our students are so much more capable than they believe themselves to be.
Absolutely.
And can believe things about themselves that just aren't true. They can be told things about themselves that just aren't true, when the Bible tells them and the Lord tells them that you are beautifully and wonderfully made. How great. My Southern accent is coming out like crazy. I'm from Illinois. I don't talk like this, but y'all are corrupting me right now. I can just hear it. I'm sorry I had to say that. But it's so cool to see how a student can almost start to glow and really shine because you're reflecting the light of Jesus in your life. Would you say that's true? Like, do you feel like that's been a shift for you guys in your life, of like before Jesus and after Jesus, of this process of like, you almost have more confidence when you're
For
walking
sure.
that out in your daily life? Yeah, that's so cool. We're thankful that you guys are open to that too. Like, that's why we do what we do, because we see the potential in students just like you all throughout Central Arkansas. So if you're watching this and want to support this ministry or be a part of FCA, if you would, reach out to us at caefca.org. You can find us on social media at Central Arkansas East FCA, on Instagram, on Facebook. Send us a message. We are a faith and financially supported ministry, so we do need your support to be able to continue to do things just like this, to be able to talk to athletes and to minister to them, because it's so important. And our communities, our schools are so important too. The next pastors, the next missionaries, the next leaders come from our schools, and I believe that for you two in this room and for all the students in our Central Arkansas area. So thanks for joining us. Christmas is right around the corner. For those of you who don't know, Thanksgiving is this week when we're recording this podcast, and we're thankful for that. And we're excited to celebrate and be thankful before we put up our Christmas trees. So thanks for joining us this week. Thank you, Cabot Softball, Allee and Addison, Miss Brittany, for being on with us. And we'll see you next week on Beyond the Huddle, the Central Arkansas FCA podcast, where faith meets competition. See you next week.